Hi, Namaste. So tonight I'm going to read Book 4, Chapter 4, on Adharma. Om Vakratuna Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaramanina. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devi. Hari Om Tat Sat. The king spoke, O highly honored and intelligent one, I have heard the anecdote just related to you by me. I am very much bewildered. This samsara world is vice incarnate. I wonder how the jivas entangled in its meshes can again be freed. When the son of Kashyapa, whose kingdom is the three worlds, can commit such an heinous act, what wonder then that any other ordinary person would do more blamable things. On the pretense of serving and on a solemn oath, when a man can enter into his stepmother's womb and take away the life of the son, what more heinous and dreadful can take place than this? When the preserver and controller of religion, the ruler of the three worlds, can do such acts, you cannot expect that any other person would desert from committing heinous, contemptible acts. O world teacher, indeed my grandfather did unjustifiable, horrible, mean acts in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It is really wonderful. Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, Karna, even Yudhishthira, who is the part incarnate of Dharma, all these were urged by Vasudeva into this contrary religious act. These personages are all born of Devamanasa. Devamasas, devoted to religion and intelligent. These know the transitory nature of this world. How can these commit such mean, blamable things? O glory of the Brahmins, what faith or regard can we have for a religion when such high soul persons commit such irreligious acts? Indeed, there is doubt whether religion exists at all or not. O best of the Munis, my heart is agitated very much on hearing these incidents. If it be said that the word of the Aptas says is a sufficient guarantee for the entity of religion, it may then be questioned where there is such a Apta, holding such a pure religious body. All those persons who are attached to worldliness are bent on all worldly objects with their whole head and heart. These therefore cannot be Aptas. When self-interest is obstructed, jealousy and anger arise, and to secure one's self-interest out of jealousy arise untruthful words. Even the pure, excellent, virtuous Sri Krishna, with full consciousness, had to assume, under pretense, a Brahmin form for killing Jarasandha. Just as the holy Sri Hari assumed a false appearance to kill Jarasandha, similarly, Arjuna too did a false sacrifice to accomplish his ends. Where is then one who can claim to be an Apta, and what proof is there of the existence of such an Apta? What sort of sacrifice was this? Did it lead to heaven in the next world, or did it lead to glory, or did it serve the cause of any goodwill? Why was it deprived of that peace and rest? It was performed with a view to kill Sishupala and others. The pundits of yore declare that truth is the first pada, cleanliness the second, compassion the third, and charity is the fourth pada, foot, of dharma, religion. Thus devoid of these, how can religion stand with due regards from all? How can an act bear good fruits which has no trace of virtue in it? It seems no one had any trace of faith and steadiness in one's religion. The Pandavas did sacrifice out of arrogance. How can they be aptas? Vishnu, the Lord of the universe, assumed his dwarf Vamana incarnation with the express object to cheat Vali, the king of the Dechas. Now, O Muni, the king Bali performed 100 sacrifices. He was the protector of the Vedas, virtuous, charitable, truthful, and self-controlled. Why was such a man dislodged from his position by Vishnu, the powerful, who was victorious in this affair? Was he the Vali who was cheated? Or was it Vamanadeva, the expert in making nice pretense? Who was the better of the two? I have got grave doubts on this point. O the best of the twice-born, you are the composer of the Puranas, virtuous and liberal-hearted. Speak what is true, and thus tranquil my heart. Vyasa said, O king, the victory was certainly Bali's, in as much as he fulfilled his promise and gave over his kingdom of earth to Vishnu. And in as much as Vishnu, in the fifth or dwarf incarnation, deceived Bali, he had to become a dwarf, i.e. a small mean person, indicated even by the shortness of his body. O king, there is nothing superior in religion to truth. See, Sri Hari even had to become, for his falsehood, a gatekeeper of Vali. O king, it is hardly possible for a human being to observe in every way the injunctions of truth. Powerful indeed is Maya, composed of the three qualities and of various forms. By her is created this universe, made manifold by the admixture of the three qualities, sattva, rajas, and tamas. How can you expect, therefore, truth to be observed wholly without the least violation by a deceiver? This world is made up of the mixture of rajas. O king, know this as the everyday rooting of things in nature. It is only the munis and hermits that can observe pure truth, and that is why they are without any attachment. They do not accept anything from anybody. They are desireless, and they all have no rough wear and tear of the world. They exist as perfect examples. Their case is quite separate. All the others are caught under the meshes of the three Mayic gunas. O best of kings, the Dharmasastras, Puranas, and the Angas, the Vedas, are full of diverse opinions on any one point under consideration, for their composers were under the influence of the different gunas. The Saguna persons, i.e. persons under Maya, do Saguna works composed of qualities, and the Nirguna persons, i.e. persons above Maya, do not do any Saguna work, and when the gunas are mixed with one another, they cannot remain pure, i.e. they exhibit qualities of those gunas with which they are mixed. O king, one is influenced by Maya no sooner one takes one's birth in this world, so that nobody can remain steady in this pure, steady maxim of truth, untainted by any falsehood or deceit. The sense organs, indriyas, confound the buddhi, reason, and make one follow the path of enjoying sensual things. Mind is attached to senses and follows diverse ways, urged on furiously by the three gunas. O kings, O all the beings, Brahma down to the moving and non-moving things, fall under the delusion of Maya. She plays with them. This Maya is always imposing on all, and she is incessantly making formations and transformations in this universe, O King of Kings. The man under the influence of action takes recourse to this untruth, i.e., actions arise first from this untruth. From the very moment of his birth, persons, when they do not get their desired objects after they have pondered how to secure the sensual objects, take recourse to pretext, and from that pretext do many sinful acts. Lust, anger, and avarice, these three are very powerful enemies. The jivas under their influence cannot distinguish the right from the wrong. When wealth, might, and rank come to a person, he gets deep-rooted ahamkara and becomes very egoistic. From ahamkara, delusion comes, and from delusion, insensibility and death ensue. Here, men argue mentally many plans, and thence jealousy, intolerance, and enmity spring in the heart. Next arise out of delusion hope, thirst, misery, low-spiritedness, arrogance, and irreligiousness. It is through ahamkara that people are led to perform sacrifices, charities, visit places of pilgrimages, practice vows and rules for religious rites and ceremonies. Hence these sacrificial acts, etc., proceeding from ahamkara, are unable to remove the clouds of impurity from the mind, as observance of purity and cleanliness does, especially when any action is done through greed or undue affection as its motive. It cannot be pure in every respect. Therefore, at the commencement of any sacrifice, the wise persons look at the purity of sacrificial things. Dravya Suddhi. Those articles that are collected without injuring others are the best in religious acts. O best of kings, if the things acquired by injuring others be utilized in any auspicious act, they yield contrary results at the time of fruition. It is he only whose mind is very pure and undefiled who gets the results wholly auspicious from any sacrificial act. Minds defiled do not acquire their proper desired objects. When the preceptor and the priests ordained are sincere and pure, moreover, when the place, moment, act, sacrificial things, the mantras, and the sacrificer are all holy, then and there only the full results accrue in their entirety to the sacrificer. If the sacrifice be intended for the destruction of one's enemy or for a personal motive and one's gain, it converts auspicious results into those that are inauspicious and lead to ruin in the end. Selfish persons are unable to ascertain which actions are auspicious and which are not. They depend on the circumstances, what they call deva, and the people do acts sinful instead of virtuous. The devas and demons all are created by Brahma, the Prajapati, the creator. They all are selfish. Hence they are at war with each other. The devas are born from the Sattva-guna, the human beings are sprung from the Rajas, and the birds are sprung from the Tamas. O king, when the devas, born from the Sattva-guna, are always engaged in inimical actions, what wonder then is there that the lower ones would be at war with one another? O king, when the devas are always discontented, filled with jealousy and envy, at war amongst each other, and obstructors of the ascetics and the austere persons, then know that this universe has sprung from ahamkara, egoism. How can you expect them to be free from feelings of anger, jealousy, etc.? Here ends the 4th chapter of the 4th book, the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, of 18,000 verses on Adharma by Maharishi Vedvyasa. Hari Om. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapali Durga Kashmashi. Jito Devi Cham. Om Tuya Mata Chabita Tuya Tuya Bandusha Jasaka Tuya Vidya Dhaviram Tuya